All right, wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to add strength in a lengthened position while in low lunge quad stretch. So I call it low lunge quad stretch. You may call it Anjaneyasana, reaching back for the back foot. You may call it lizard with a twist. All those are great. What it is basically is a low lunge. So we'll go right knee back, left foot forward. I'm gonna start with the hand on the block and we're gonna reach back and grab the foot, right? So we're taking the right quads into a lengthened position and we wanna add strength. What's the benefit of adding strength is, well, anytime we can lengthen and strengthen at the same time, we're creating more range of motion, but more importantly, range of motion that we can control. And when does an injury happen? Usually it happens because we don't have enough strength in a lengthened position. Something goes too far without the ability to hold on. So we come into this. I'm gonna start on the block. If you know you don't need a block, that's totally fine. Hand to block. Bend your right knee, reach back for the foot, right? So hand can be to the floor, to the block, but what the tendency, this is what usually happens, is we press the hips forward and down, chest forward up. Maybe we roll open, maybe we roll close, whatever your personal preference is. But this actual hips going forward and down and just kind of collapsing downwards actually takes the pressure off of the quads. So what you want is an actual lift up of the pelvis. So when we drop into the low lunge quad stretch, the tendency is, imagine these are my hip points. The tendency is for the bowl to tip downwards and imagine water spilling out of the bowl. We actually want to keep the water in the bowl, so there's going to be a little bit of a lift up of the pelvis of the hip points while we're in that lengthened position. So again, as we drop down, as we get into it, right, we're here, we don't want to spill the water, we actually want to keep the water in the bowl. Now, we want to, as we pull with this left hand, that's the stretch. To strengthen it, we're going to kick back with the same pressure. There's the strength, because when the quad engages, the leg wants, the knee straightens. So in this position, when we engage, when we kick backwards, it's almost as if we're trying to re-straighten this leg out, but because our hand's there, it's resisting it. So we're creating resistance in the body. So we're here. Again, I come into it, I grab the foot, hips go forward and down, chest forward and up, but I don't just collapse downwards, because that actually takes the pressure off of the hips, off of the quads. I want to keep the water in the bowl, little lift of the hip points, and then as I pull, I'm going to match that with the kick backwards. And then I add just a little bit more length to the front. I'm going to squeeze the right glute, right hamstring. One, that creates more stretch to the front of the quad, but two, it actually strengthens your glutes and your hamstrings, and we can't get enough of that, right? So again, I want to hip points up. I don't want to collapse downwards, even though this may give me a more beautiful shape. It may make me feel like I'm going deeper. You're not, okay? You want to lift the hip points up. Kick the foot back with the same intensity as you're pulling with the left hand, and then squeeze your right glute, right hamstring. Right, give it a shot. We need more strength. We need more length in our quad muscles. We can't just lengthen them, and we can't just strengthen them.